Guys, we are finally back again for another one on this Brbptv. Be Real, Be Positive Television. By the way, guys, definitely check out the previous video that I did of this very same situation right there. That link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. Welcome to each and every one of you guys out there, guys. I'm taking stuff out of my pocket so I can do this stuff better. Yes, guys, welcome to each and every one of you guys. I appreciate you guys. And of course, I'm your boy, Mr. Lix. Let us enter the vibrations right there. This is, of course, Lennox Linton speaking about electoral reform at the electoral reform rally that they had last night. And it's really interesting, some of the things that they have to say, but we're going to go through this in that regard. Like I said before, I did the highlights. That'll be the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So definitely check that out right there.
Nonetheless, these governments of other RSS countries sent their soldiers into Dominica to reinforce the police for this meeting, this peaceful meeting of the patriots of Dominica.
It's really interesting that they keep sending people when the people are fighting for their rights, for their own freedom to have what they truly deserve, which is electoral reform, to have what? Free and fair elections. You mean to tell me they are bringing people, police from overseas, to come and intimidate or to try to do harm to the people in Dominica? That doesn't make any sense to me. You mean to tell me they brought more people from the last time that they did chaos in Salisbury? They brought more. Well, I didn't see any persons of interest or any foreigners right there when I was at the actual rally. So I don't know if they pulled back or they were gonna have on high alert or something like that. But it's interesting, man. People are fighting for electoral reform, for them to have free and fair elections. OAS came and said the same thing too. They realized that the things that are happening during the election should not continue as a result of the last election that happened, and they say no election should happen again as a result of what they saw in the last 2022 elections. In 2019, the Caribbean Court of Justice stated the same thing, or the ECCJ, one of them, they stated the same thing. The Apex Court of the Caribbean stated the same thing, stating that there are things that should not happen, that things that should be corrected as a result of the elections. But yet still, we are still struggling to have electoral reform that will give the people free and fair elections. I mean, the whole of Dominica should have been there. You mean the whole of Dominica, guys, to reflect the will of the people? You must remove corruption from the electoral process to have free and fair elections so that it reflects the will of the people. There was about like 300-400 people there. But at the same time, I wanted to see 10,000 people at minimum, Maguisa.
You would have noticed a drone being flown from the top of the financial center.
Yep.
And hovering over this location between the bridges.
I actually have a video of it, right, brothers and sisters. This is the video of the drone right there. So I'm going to talk about this in a moment. So this is the drone, brothers and sisters. Doesn't it look familiar? The orange drone kind of looks like my own, brothers and sisters. Well, it's not, because we did not get the ping from the drone being put on. But this, of course, is another drone like itself. This one, I believe, is the 8K. According to what one individual was pointing out to me, my own is the 6K. However, it's interesting that they brought the same drone that they took. They brought the same drone. Of course, this is one of the deadliest drones out in the system right now. But there's a flaw with this drone. This is the 8K drone. So I'm seeing 8K on there. This is the 8K drone. My own is the 6K drone. But the 8K drone doesn't allow much light to come inside. So I don't know what they were doing on top there. I don't know what they were doing. That's why a number of persons did not go for the 8K drone, because the drone does not allow, the sensor does not allow much light to come inside. So that means you're going to be manually going back and then looking at what the drone is, especially in the nighttime. You cannot get full proper coverage of it. So you guys got the 8K drone, spend about, I don't know, the range that these drones would cost about 8,000 to 10,000 US dollars, depending on you know, unless if this is a used one. But that's another story right there. And then they come with certain features, but I don't think this one has the features on it, because this one is the 8K model. But that's fine. But on the basis of that, you guys brought a drone and flying a drone over people. That is the exact drone that looks like my own that you guys took. Okay, then that's interesting. Now the reason why I zoomed in on these guys is so that people can see that you don't have to have a drone. You don't need a drone. If you're trying to spy on people, you don't. It's not a drone, not a bright orange drone you'd use. That's stupid. Especially in the daytime. This is why everybody noticed the drone flying in the sky. And you see how far I zoomed in onto the drone, guys, from my camera on the ground? You see how far that I zoomed in on the drone? So, and there are better cameras. This camera that I have is a 2014 camera. So much less for the other cameras that they have right now. That have 200. There's a phone. That way cameras, brothers and sisters. There's a phone that can zoom in much further than this one right there. I was gonna say the phone window, but I said let me leave that alone. Anyways, guys, let's get back to Lennox.
Where we are assembled tonight.
Now, the basis of this conversation right there, guys, I want to see what is next. They mentioned something about 3 months. We're gonna get into that right there. But we'll listen to what he has to say.
They took many pictures. I don't know what they were looking for. I hope they found it. They didn't have drone technology to find Kanisha again.
Amen.
They have drone technology.
But they have one. Yes, man. They didn't have drone technology, you know. I had to bring the Ted Calabash drone I had to go and search. I had to bring it to go and search. But now they had drone to come and intimidate people, though. Well, it's not really intimidated. I don't know what they think they was doing, because apparently after the drone came, more people came. Probably people here and there were drones in the place, so they decided to come. I suspect it's Didi talking about that. They say, and the one from Portsmouth. Anyways.
The that we have become. The one that we the people are no longer in control of, and that is why I'm here with you tonight, regardless of all the prosecution and the persecution that
boy, I don't gonna lie, let not go through some things, for the sake of people, and people still turn on the man, boy. That is something else, boy. The man go through grind, just like Jesus, you know. I'm not saying Lennox is Jesus, but I'm saying the same thing. Going through the grind for ungrateful people, fighting for them to have, not just for some, you know, but so that everybody can have free and fair elections. One of the things that I was telling individuals, one of the problems that individuals seem to have is that they want to bring people from overseas to come and vote in different places. I'm saying to do away with that 5 years, because they say you have to be within Dominica for 5 years and stuff. I'm saying do away with that. And what we can do in Dominica is have a different constituency, where all the people from overseas who are Dominicans can then vote for the election, but they only have one constituency. So in other words, we have 21 constituencies, it will have 22 constituencies, and all the people from overseas can vote. Where they bid online, they can vote online. Wherever they be, they can vote online. They have their stuff, they show their stuff, and they vote online. I think that would solve the problem of bribery and this kind of things. Well, it wouldn't necessarily solve the problem of bribery, but it will solve the problem of overseas voters coming to tilt this scale, because you know the amount of planes and chartered planes that come in, and it's mind-boggling to me that the OS individuals, election observers who came, did not realize when the planes were there, the chartered planes that came to Dominica that don't normally come to Dominica, but they came to Dominica. You saw them line up, and none of the OS observers observed that. Well, I think they observed it, but they had to do on the official, on the record. Off the record, they were saying something different. On the record, they were saying something totally, completely different to what they were saying off the record. So it's interesting. I think it was based off the laws. This is why the laws need to change, and they need to, you know, the laws need to be revamped. And this is one of the things that that was supposed to happen as a result of April last month there. That was the completion was supposed to be brought to Parliament. The electoral reform from Dennis Byron was supposed to be brought to Parliament. It was supposed to be presented to the people, obviously, so that the people can view it and say, hey, no, that's not true, that's not correct. You know? But, you know.
Talk about. Because if I'd like to see one thing in my lifetime, I would like to see my country reclaim control of its destiny.
I remember Dominica.
You know where we are right now? Right now we are under the control of a man with 5 different names from another country. He has compromised the Prime Minister of the country. He has brought the government under his thumb. And he does what he wants with them, and he does what he wants with the resources of Dominica.
So when you think he's the Prime Minister, one of the things that I learned overseas when I was under the president them in the United States, what they were saying from the different people who were talking, they said they don't want to be in government. They want to be the people in the background. The people in the background that control the government. When you look at Dominica, who exactly is controlling Skerrit? Because some of the things that Skerrit doing, you say he's not that smart to do these things. So who exactly is helping him? Who is you know, doing certain things so that he maintains power, so that they get their way with Dominica? Because they're building all kind of hotels all over the place, brothers and sisters, and they're giving the Dominicans, if they get the Dominicans to be a part of this, they're giving the Dominicans the dregs, the breadcrumbs, whereas people from overseas taking millions of dollars, millions upon billions of dollars going overseas, man. Come on.
He decides whether your money that comes from the sale of your passports
should be used for you or not.
Can be spent on you.
Boy.
Can be enjoyed by you.
Boy, that is something else.
So let's go back. Let's go back. When Roosevelt Skerrit came to office, there was a lot of talk about the agriculture sector.
Before you continue, I remember Ian Douglas in Portsmouth, when VAT was supposed to be for a few months, and VAT continued. Ian said, if not VAT, what else? And a few years later, Skerrit came back and said, if not CBI, what else? I mean, Magwesa, you have to be blind in a place that is full of water, soil, and sun. You asking what else?
It was decided by the Labour Party. They're going to do less in agriculture, and they're going to focus more on tourism.
Tourism is supposed to be the backdrop of agriculture. We make money through invisible means of, when I mean invisible means, the trees bear fruit. It's like magic, you know, the trees bear fruit from the invisible. They come out, we use the fruits, we sell the fruits overseas, export the fruits, and we also make products from the fruits that that are generated here. You sell mango juice, sell a number of things that most likely are not, you know, are in high demand for, but are not being sold all over the place. We have water. I remember in 2013 or 2003, I think it's 2013, where the Prime Minister initiated that they were going to look into exporting water. That would have created surplus in the Caribbean, brothers and sisters. We went from having two companies, Lubia and Tuapito, to only having one. We have one in a place that is filled. We pride ourselves saying we have 365 rivers. 365 rivers and one bottle of water we have, and we importing water from all kind of places. It's blue water from Trinidad or wherever, Antigua. We importing all kind of, we had even at one point in time started importing Chinese water. Yes, and Chinese were advertising their water on the radio.
I am making this observation to drive home the point that this is not a government that is working in the interest of the people of,
and one of the reasons why they look
Dominica. This is a gang.
Of course. One of the reasons why they target in tourism, because they know tourism doesn't bring much money. Agriculture can bring surplus across the Caribbean. Even look into things like cannabis, where I saw the plans for the cannabis, and knowing that Dominica would not have the population to supply the demands in the cannabis industry, brothers and sisters, they would have to import they would have to import people from overseas to come to help in that industry, because they would not have enough people in Dominica to do it. Surplus like well in a multi-billion-dollar industry. The very Prime Minister himself stand up in front of the crowd who was clapping when he stated, guys, cannabis will not affect our economy positively, but it has affected every single economy positively. I mean, I don't know, sometimes you tend to wonder if people only seen what happened in Dominica. People in Dominica, they just not seen what happened in overseas. This is why a number of persons, when they left Dominica, their mind changed. And they said they thought they were foolish to be following the nonsense that they were following in Dominica because they were blinded. Sometimes some people just need to go and take a trip, man.
That has hijacked government and is working for its foreign friends while Dominicans are suffering.
I mean, isn't it evident? The amount of people that have gained millions of dollars were foreigners. How much Dominicans get? Only a minute few that have got the selected oligarchs, the few. All the rest, there's a guy, 2 people, to 30 million US dollars from Kepinski, and Kepinski's no more. There's another guy, I think who got between 7 to 11 million dollars. He got another one. So in total, that's about 71 million US dollars. Mark West, he got 71 million dollars. Can do in Dominica. But he just left. Just like that. But that's what the people want, man. That's what the people want. So when I tell people to go overseas, guys, encourage your family members to go overseas. If you must save up, try your best to save up. Come together with your family members and save up. If you are really, save up some monies. Save 10, 15, 20,000 EC dollars. If you are able to do these things, then leave and go overseas to find betterment so that you can have these monies to send yourself to school. So when you send yourself to school and you do STEM programs, they hire you up in the United States. When they hire you up there, what is going to happen? You get to stay up there and then you can send monies back to your family who also helped you. That is the key. Or bring up each individual. You send your child is of age 18, whatever. You know, they establish, they file for them green card, whatever, 5 years. They become citizens. They can file for the parents. The parents then have to file for the little ones, the other ones. Be it where it take 2 or 3 years or 7 years. At least you go in Dominica, but at least you know you have a standard to elevate to leave. So it stands, the process takes less than 20 years. It sounds long, but at the same time, brothers and sisters, if the country is going down, you think in 20 years Dominica can build itself, Dominica can change? No. And Dominica will not elevate within 20 years. Unless there's some sort of brilliant mind. And this is one of the reasons why I side with Lennox. Because the way that Lennox was talking and the things that he was saying, it seems plausible to do. It will take a long time indeed. I know it will take more than 5 years for sure. But it seems plausible once you get the substance of growth, the energy supply in Dominica that can elevate. What's going to happen? It's going to spark the intentions to do things and potential, creating opportunities. Opportunities then create surplus. Surplus can then bring forth things into the country and export as well. But of course, we're not thinking about that. They went into tourism. We're doing worse in tourism in the Caribbean. Worse. Even though we consider ourselves to be eco-friendly, brothers and sisters, eco-tourism. Don't see much people coming. When I see the tourism passing, it's a set of old people are probably checking, what is life now, boy? Let me just come. Back in the day, I remember I used to mingle with a lot of young tourists that used to come in. So mingle with us, go up and down, young people. No, I don't see much young people at all. If I see 99%, if I see the entire 100% is about 99% of elderly people I seen on bus. And you expect them to go and climb mountain to do what? We call this, to do what?
Agriculture was the mainstay of our economy. In rural Dominica, people were selling the bananas, they were selling the ground provisions, they were selling the herbs and spices, they were selling the toloma, they were selling the bay leaf. And they were making a good life.
Not just a good life, man was buying their house cash, bringing cash in bank to take house or build their own house. Well, except one person apparently that say he sell crab to build massive condos in Portsmouth. But that is something. Condos, massive apartments and building condos in Portsmouth. Crabs, the man say he sell. And nobody that was selling crab knew Mr. But that is something else.
Hey. The rural economy was alive and well when this Labour Party government took office, when Skerrit came to office.
Yep. They kill
and
it.
Since then,
the international airport that we always pride ourselves on saying, hey, we come in. International airport would have been built today, brothers and sisters. I saw the information. I know. I've been presenting some of the information to you guys. The things that were done already. Who was getting involved? Cuba, Venezuela, a number of countries coming to. I'm getting involved. And the surplus of money is being taken to do these things. Then all of a sudden, your treasury empty. When they came in, monies, the $200 and $300 million disappear.
They have ignored the rural economy. They have ignored people living in the other parts of Dominica. They have ignored the farmers and all of the millions of dollars that used to go to rural communities through the farming income of hard-working Dominicans.
Boy, that is...
has totally disappeared.
That is...
And they have done nothing about it.
Boy, that is something else, boy. Agriculture brought in millions of dollars to people, we. Millions of dollars to people.
They have said instead that the money belonging to Dominicans from the...
Then people go into CBI, we. For themselves to get money, we. Themselves to get money, we. And when they get the money for themselves, they control it. Whereas the money is coming directly to the people in agriculture. In the CBI, they are the ones controlling it and say, if you don't obey me, no house for you. We're killing the economy and you have to come and bow to us, beg us, or give your young ones unto us so we can do as we please. And then you will gain favors. That is something else, people.
The sale of Dominican passports must go to foreigners. They will give that money to foreigners to build hotels for the foreigners to own.
For the
while Dominicans are suffering.
Boy.
Let me give you this example. Two men, two foreigners.
That's what I was just talking about.
Building what used to be known as the Kempinski Hotel in Portsmouth.
That's what I was just anyway, let's move on.
During Erica and during Maria, some of them still cannot operate. There is no money for them. But there was a whole hotel with over $100 million built and $163 million to put in the pocket of two men from overseas.
It's interesting that the amount of money is being handled by the foreigners to build hotels in Dominica versus the locals who actually have the little stuff going on. They are not the ones benefiting from it. They don't get any money or help, but they're sending CBI monies for the foreigners to do things. Why don't they tackle the very... This is one of the things I told people when they're trying to build the international airport, you know. Why are they trying to build some apartments for the new people that are coming in? Huh? Why are they trying to build apartments for the new people coming in? Why don't they patronize the very people who are in Dominica who have apartments within that area? I find it strange. I find it very strange, brothers and sisters. The same thing. People have their apartments and little hotels and all those kind of things around Dominica. Instead, they're helping them to expand. No, they're giving that money to foreigners so the foreigners can come and build and create competition for the liquor man. I mean, you don't see that, boy.
This is not a country that is working for the people. Where the economy is designed to help the people of Dominica. This is an economy for foreigners.
Simple. I remember there was a guy protesting saying the foreigners owe him how much money. We never hear nothing about that afterwards, no? A man protesting, they don't come on the people land, the 6 family members land, the foreigners come and mine or whatever they come and do there. They come there, they make their monies, and nothing happened afterwards. So it's just they pimping the people.
Here another one.
These guys, we'll listen to that in the description below. We're going towards the
head of the gang that has hijacked government stood in front of the people of Dominica in a press conference and said, the economy is doing well because every year over $250 million of Dominicans had earned money.
I have to get my reactions.
To decide who that they alone will be in government. It's time for us to change. and all our brothers and sisters, all our children at home, who are going to ensure that we reclaim the right to choose our own government. The Caribbean Court of Justice.
I just said that a while ago, so we're continuing.
And we know all the reasons why they can't win, because they are not serving the people. It's as simple as that. Elections in Dominica should not be conducted with these
similar
or
things.
Similar.
I just said that a while ago, guys.
Observe that election. It concluded afterwards.
30%.
That, and I'm quoting here now, it is clear that Dominica cannot proceed to another election as opposed to us instructing him and his government that they should clear the way to let the Electoral Commission do its work. And they should simply do what has to be done to get the necessary legislation passed in the Parliament to fix the process. So he paid a consultant, Sir Dennis Byron.
Okay, we know about that. We know about that. Let's get to the ending part.
Their names are supposed to be taken off the register because they no longer ordinarily live in Dominica.
That's what I was mentioning, guys. I was saying that the overseas voters should have their own constituency. You're talking about, you know, the overseas voters coming in and how much they spend and those kind of things there. I think the overseas voters should have their own constituency. So we'll do all of that 5 years. You can stay overseas for 50 years if you want. 50 years. But you're not affecting the other constituencies. Stay where you are and vote in that one constituency.
What they used to call absence from Dominica. If you are
yes. Anyways, that's not what we let's go before we end.
No longer absent. If you're no longer ordinarily resident in Dominica, that should be the disqualifying criteria.
Instead of the 90 days. They're talking about the 90 days within the 5 years. You have to spend that time. It doesn't make much sense to me because, yeah. And they were also talking about bringing in individuals to come and you know, going overseas to re-register voters and this thing. No, you come into Dominica to vote. Come to Dominica to register.
The consultant went off from the Electoral Commission as to the feedback from the people of Dominica as to what they want, based on what he's recommending. Nothing has happened. The consultant still has to present phase 2 of the report. And in phase 2...
Phase 2 was supposed to be presented last month. It still has nothing. That's why the electoral reform rally is there.
Or we have not heard that Sir Dennis has presented that second phase report yet. But here's what's going down. We, the people of Dominica, we are fed up. And if you're fed up, raise your hand and say, I am fed up.
I'm fed up, man. I'm fed up, man.
Keep your hands up and say you are fed up.
We fed up. We fed up.
So we are saying tonight very simply, beyond the 31st of May, Sir Dennis Byron and the government, they have until the 30th of June for Sir Dennis Byron to present his report to the government that employed him with our money.
Yes.
30th of June.
That is another set of monies that went there, guys. Another set of monies that good. Boy, you think I'm to all of them?
The government will have the month of July, a whole month, for the consultation to take place. For them to come to you, the people of Dominica, because you're the bosses, you're in charge, and for them to tell you what they intend to take to Parliament. There is a whole month of July to do that. And then we will be given the whole month of August for the legislation to go in place. No, listen to me. Listen to me. I am proposing and I'm hearing all that time.
Yeah, well, that's plenty of time.
The time passes quickly. We have work to do. We have work to do. And even at the stage where we have waited so long, we are still prepared to be reasonable.
But they need to get that done. They need to get that rapid so elections can happen in 2024. We're in 2023 already, you know, guys. It's half the month. Half. January, February, March, April, May, June, brothers and sisters. Half. Let me half the month. Half the year has gone already. Well, we have reached half the year.
Our demand is fair and our demand is just. 3 months. June, July, August, for the reforms to be put in place and to take effect. 3 months.
Yeah.
During that 3-month period, we the people of Dominica will be paying very careful attention to what is happening. We have some points that we'll be looking forward to. At the end of June, no report from Byron. Big problem. End of July, no consultation with the people, no decision on what's going to Parliament.
Guys, my battery just died there. Anyways, let's continue.
Big problem.
Big problem.
End of August, nothing happening.
Yeah, boy, the people need to come out and protest, man. Come out and protest, man.
I want to repeat. If we, the people, are serious, and I have no doubt that you're serious given the many different areas from across Dominica from which you have come to assemble with your brothers and sisters here today, I have no doubt in my mind that you're serious. But if we cannot have our demand for electoral reform met by August of 2023, I will a quasi.
Yeah, boy.
And we're not threatening anybody.
But it's not the man country. It's not your country. Your mother and your father didn't give it to you. People say, I'm not even sure who exactly is your father. But at the end of the day, it was not given to you for you to think, oh, it's my country. I can do what I want with the people in the country. I can kill the economy. I can tell them, hey, if you don't see, you don't obey me. Go, you coming out from that house there. It's not yours. You're taking the people money and doing things to the very people. And the people are allowing that to happen to them. Eh? I mean, come on. Not all of us can be this dumb, eh? Not all of us can be this foolish. One of the things when you travel overseas, brothers and sisters, and people ask you, where you from? You tell them Dominica, and they initially think that you are some sort of slow or have some very low IQ. Initially, that's what they think. I know when I went to under Obama them, I went under Obama them, and these people met me and they checking, but you sure you from Dominica? They didn't say it in that tone, but they were like, you sure you from Dominica? Because they realize I'm a very quick, you know, because boy, tell you, boy, the kind of things that happening out there, and people are just, boy. Guys, let me know your thoughts right there. Let me get my lunch, eh? All you told your lunch already. So let me get my lunch. Brothers and sisters, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. So we heard from Lennox what they're planning to do. There was a number of individuals had some more information. Even Thompson Fountain was also presented his words of thoughts, his thoughts. He presented his thoughts on everything like that, brothers and sisters. You know, encouraging the people to stand up and what have you, brothers and sisters. All that will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. Is the previous video that I actually did, and this one will be in the description below if you want to check out the full thing. I only did the highlights. This is actually the full thing right there, so you can definitely check it out in that regard. This is like 4 hours and 30 minutes long. The one I did was like about 45 minutes, so it pretty much compresses everything and you get the point right there. Anyways, guys, give this video a thumbs up if you understand it. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications on this here Brbptv so you can get more vibrations as they tend to come through. So boy, Mr. Licks, remember guys, be real, be positive. Boy, I tell you, boy, give the people electoral reform, boss. It's not your country. Stop your dirty ways, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom, man.